A storm is coming to Heartland, one that no one sees until it's too late. In episode 9, the peace around the ranch begins to crack, and an old enemy steps back into the picture with a dangerous plan. While the family focuses on everyday life, trouble is already moving toward them, ready to strike when they least expect it. Episode 9 begins with a quiet morning at the Heartland Ranch. But something about the air feels tense, almost unsettled. Jack is out in the yard early, checking the fences and walking the property with a look that's more serious than usual. He has been feeling uneasy for days, like a warning he can't ignore. It's the kind of instinct only a man who has lived a hard life can sense, and it's starting to eat at him. Inside the house, Amy and Lou move through their morning routines, trying to keep the day normal. Amy notices Jack's strange mood but doesn't push him. She knows Jack talks when he's ready. Lou, on the other hand, is buried in work, trying to balance Maggie's, the family responsibilities, and the growing problems waiting on her desk. Everything feels calm on the surface, but under that calm, something dangerous is brewing. At the same time, a truck drives slowly down the gravel road near Heartland. The camera never shows the driver's face fully, only their hands gripping the wheel, tight and angry. This moment already tells us the trouble ahead is personal. The truck pauses at a distance, watching the ranch from behind a line of trees, almost like the person is studying every move the family makes. Then the vehicle backs away and disappears silent, hidden, and full of dark intentions. Back at the ranch, Jack tries to shake off his worry. He tells himself he's overthinking, but as he walks into the barn, he sees something on the floor, a fresh boot print in the dirt. Not his, not any of the family's. It's small, but it hits him like a punch. Someone has been around. Someone who shouldn't be there. Jack doesn't say a word to Amy or Lou. Instead, he wipes the mark away and keeps the fear to himself. Meanwhile, Tim arrives with his usual loud energy, joking around and talking about new plans. But when he sees Jack's face, even Tim pauses. Jack tries to act normal, but the tension is there, hiding behind his eyes. Tim asks if everything's all right, and Jack brushes it off with a short answer. But this moment makes it clear even Tim can sense something is coming. The episode sets the stage with this uneasy feeling. The peaceful ranch life continues, but the shadows around Heartland grow darker. And though no one says it out loud, the truth is simple. Danger is already here, and it's getting closer with every passing hour. Something changes the moment Wes's shadow falls back into Hudson. It's not loud or dramatic at first, it's subtle, like a chill that slips under the door on a warm day. The episode cuts to a dusty parking lot outside an old gas station. A man steps out of a beat-up truck, and even before the camera reveals his face, the posture says everything: stiff shoulders, clenched jaw, and a kind of bitterness that never really goes away. When the camera finally tilts up, it's him, Wes. The trouble that Jack feared has just walked back into town. Wes keeps his head low as he moves around, buying supplies, renting a small motel room on the edge of Hudson. Nothing he does looks violent yet, but it's clear he's planning something. He studies the town like he's been gone too long and wants to remember every corner of it. But the most troubling moment happens when he pulls out an old photo from his pocket, a picture of Heartland Ranch. The edges are worn, like he has held it too many times, thinking about the past, thinking about Jack. Meanwhile, life at Heartland moves on without knowing the danger creeping closer. Amy works with Spartan in the paddock, trying to solve a training problem for a client's horse. She's calm and focused, but every now and then she glances toward the road, sensing something she can't explain. These small moments are the show's way of telling us that even if the family hasn't seen Wes yet, the universe is already whispering warnings inside the house. Lou tries to get through her long to-do list, but she keeps getting distracted by Jack's strange behavior. He's quieter today, more watchful. He keeps looking toward the hills like he's waiting for someone to appear. Lou finally asks him again if everything's okay, and Jack almost tells her almost. But he stops himself. Jack has fought too many battles alone. Old habits don't break easily. Across town, Tim walks out of Maggie's with a coffee and spots a truck parked in the distance. Something about it looks familiar, but he can't place it. The truck drives away before he gets a good look. Tim shrugs it off, but the viewer can feel the tension tightening. The show wants us to know the danger isn't just near Heartland, now it's moving around them, studying them. Wes sits alone in his motel room, staring at the photo of Jack's ranch. His face twists with bitterness. He mutters something under his breath, too soft to hear, but the fury in his eyes says enough. Whatever happened between him and Jack in the past is not over. Wes didn't come back for forgiveness. He came back for a score. Jack stops. For a moment, he tells himself it's just an animal, maybe a deer. But then he hears it again, closer this time. He turns around, and standing there in the dim light is Wes, only a few feet away. His face is twisted with anger, but there's a cold stillness in his eyes that's even more frightening. He's not here to talk. Jack tries to stay calm. He doesn't back down, that's not who he is. He asks Wes what he wants, but Wes doesn't answer. Instead, he steps forward, fists clenched, breathing hard like he's been holding this rage in for years. Jack can see the violence building in him, and he knows this isn't going to end with words. Wes starts yelling, accusing Jack of ruining his life, blaming him for everything that went wrong. His voice shakes with old wounds that never healed, the kind of bitterness that festers in the dark. Jack tries to talk him down, reminding him that the past is over, that Heartland has nothing to do with his failures. But Wes isn't listening. He didn't come for peace. He came for revenge. Without warning, Wes lunges at Jack. It happens fast. Too fast. Jack tries to block the hit, but Wes catches him with a hard shove, sending him stumbling back onto the ground. The impact knocks the breath out of him. Wes steps forward again, towering over Jack with a look that shows he's ready to do real damage. Jack struggles to stand, but he's older now, and Wes is fueled by anger and desperation. The moment turns terrifying. Wes grabs Jack by the jacket and slams him against the side of the barn. Jack's head hits the wood, and for a second everything spins. The audience feels the danger. This isn't a scuffle. It's an assault, a deliberate attack. Just when it seems like Wes might take things too far, a sound breaks the moment. A gate slams, a horse whinnies, or maybe footsteps crunching somewhere nearby. Something distracts Wes enough for Jack to push back, breaking free for just a second. Jack shouts for help, voice cracked but strong enough to echo across the yard. Inside the house, Amy and Lou hear something. They pause, confused, then worried. Amy rushes toward the window, sees movement near the barn, and her heart drops. She doesn't waste a second. She bolts outside, calling Jack's name. Wes hears her. Panic flashes across his face. Not guilt, fear of being caught. He glares at Jack one last time. The message clear. This isn't over. Then he runs into the darkness, disappearing just as Amy reaches Jack's side, while the chaos of Wes's attack shakes Heartland. Another kind of storm is building miles away, quiet, emotional, and aimed straight at Georgie's heart. Her storyline in this episode doesn't explode like Jack's, but it breaks slowly, painfully. The kind of heartbreak that leaves a shadow behind. The scene opens with Georgie alone in the training ring, working a young jumper. She's pushing herself hard, too hard, taking every jump as if she needs to prove something. The horse feels her tension and refuses a jump, nearly throwing her off. Georgie breathes heavy, frustrated, wiping tears she didn't expect. This isn't about the horse. It's about the message she got earlier, the one she still hasn't opened. Inside her phone sits a long text from Quinn, one she was scared to read when it arrived. She finally opens it. The words hit her like a punch she didn't brace for. Quinn's message is calm, respectful, but clear. He's staying in Europe longer than planned. He says the distance is too hard. He says they both need time. He doesn't say the word breakup, but the silence in between the sentences screams it. Georgie reads it over and over, hoping she misunderstood. But the truth sits heavy in her chest. She drops the phone into the dirt, bends forward, and the tears come harder, raw, quiet. The kind that comes from someone who tried so hard to hold things together. Later, she returns to the ranch, trying to hide her red eyes. But Amy sees it instantly. Georgie barely gets through a sentence before her voice cracks. She finally tells Amy about Quinn, how she thought they would make it, how she believed in the future they talked about. Amy listens without interrupting, letting Georgie spill everything she's been holding inside. Amy then shares something small but meaningful, how she once felt the same kind of hurt when someone she trusted walked away. She tells Georgie that love isn't always about holding on. Sometimes it's about learning when to let go without losing yourself. It's not a perfect fix, but it gives Georgie a moment of comfort, a reminder that she isn't alone. Meanwhile, Lou overhears part of the conversation. She gently steps in, not to give advice, but to offer warmth, quiet support, a soft hand on Georgie's back.